nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Welcome or welcome back. I wanted to make an update to my previous video about Sade Robinson. When the story broke of this brutal crime, I was very concerned about who the culprit was, but I was worried this criminal was a serial killer. If they did not catch him, he could go on to run and slow up justice. Everyone was going over the gruesome details of this senseless crime. We all were in shock and very distressed. After going over the life of this beautiful young woman, condemning any slander against her when men like George Floyd, Stephon Clark, and Christian Openselli were mourned, even though they had a non-black partner, black women were told this is not the time to go over Clark's tweets, but needed to fight for justice for Christian regardless of his tweets. Yet the despicable tweets and comments against Sade Robinson from Black Women and Black Men littered videos and articles on this crime. I did not correctly say her name. I want to make sure her name is out there properly and no one forgets her name, even after her killer gets life or preferably the death penalty. He will and all will remember her name, and her name is Sade Robinson. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, and my apologies for being a bit in my emotions about it, and I sincerely apologize per the comments. Now I want to talk about the updates. The updates are the investigation has not cooled off per the investigators. The perpetrator, Maxwell Anderson, has pled not guilty to this crime. Law enforcement is still looking for body parts. Her torso washed up and was found, and there was an alleged sex dungeon in his basement in his home. Many of her remains have been discovered by friends or strangers passing by. There will be a public memorial service May 10th and May 11th at the Baird Center. The event will include a celebration of life from 3 to 5:30 p.m. on the third floor of the Baird Center, 400 West Wisconsin Avenue, according to Erica Brown, the event's organizer. The community is still advocating for Sade Robinson. Prosecutors are still unclear on where the murder and dismemberment occurred, but do believe it happened sometime between when the two arrived at Anderson's house at 9:24 p.m. April 1st and when Anderson left Warnemount Park at 4:30 a.m. April 2nd, a span of more than 7 hours. Now, it was said the blood investigators found at his home was tested and is not Sade Robinson's blood, and they do not know who it belongs to, meaning it's not Maxwell Anderson, it's not Sade's blood. So who is it? Is there another victim? Because I've always thought he was a serial killer, sadist. Now, in addition, even though the police have searched Anderson's house twice, community members have come forward stating that Anderson's father, Stephen Anderson, has been at his son's house on the south side of Milwaukee and took photos that show a man appearing to remove items from the property. This is what bothers me. This is what I was wondering about. I wanted to know how his parents would react to this, because I, for one, believe his parents already knew his temperament, knew that he should not be in the general public, and knew something was wrong with him. Now, I'm not saying that he is mentally incapable of standing trial for what he did, but they knew his violent and threatening nature, which is why it seems like they separated from him. They got him a house, they left him where he is, and they lived their life. Now, to have someone who alleges that his father may have been trying to clean up discarded items and protect his son, it just shows you how disgusting people are, how people try and tell you you need to be held accountable. They are always talking about how especially melanated people need to be held accountable for what they did, and if you stole a Kit Kat bar out of the store, someone has the right to pull out their gun and take you out. But yet, you see this millionaire's son who he may be trying to cover up his son's crime, so his son will not be held accountable for what he has done. Now, currently, Anderson remains in custody and is being held on a $5 million bond. Anderson's next court appearance will be on May 16th. To face down his felony charges of first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and arson of a property other than a building. Again, my concern, which it has always been, is there are more women that have been his victims. And I can't rule out the possibility if this man happens to be the father that they saw in the home. And that's if, because it's alleged that this person has, I mean, they're a millionaire, gotten a hold of some blood and put it there and clamped up the evidence, which would make his father or his parents even more disgusting as him. And I do believe that the police may be quiet. I know they don't take cases like this. This one has been out there, so they will have to actually work this case for Sade. But you know how it goes when it's our girls who, you know, something heinous has happened to. They really don't care. If she was blonde hair, blue eyes like him, they would care a lot. But I do appreciate everyone who has been covering this, and they're not going to sweep this under the rug, because she was a lovely, smart, talented, and beautiful young lady, and she didn't deserve this. He deserves it. She didn't. Now, as results come out and updates come out, I'll continue to do these updates because this was so gruesome. It was so unnecessary. And I really feel for her mother, feel for her. And, you know, anything, if you can help the family, that would be great. But just keeping the story out there, keeping the story going until she gets justice is the main focus. But I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you think about these updates, and I will see you in the next one.